Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching GEEKCASTER, everything pop culture commentary. And geek culture. Here we go. I'm Seven, we've got Drew, and we've got Corey. How you guys doing today?
Doing all right. Trying to stay cool.
Excellent. Cool. So there's a lot going on right now. One of the big stories that Spiderman made over $1 billion, and it's been what, a couple
Like the
days?
first week.
The first week.
Yeah, like it's for first week, I guess, of opening. I'm not sure if that's like a full 7 days or like just the weekend plus a couple business days.
Right.
Because shows technically start for that one Thursday evening.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, dang, that's $1 billion for like a week is crazy numbers. So congrats. It was a good one. Without spoiling anything, it was a good one. So I see why.
And should we, as fans, even care about how much it made? It seems like we've been trained to be investors in a way. Like, it's almost like how much money the movie made says how good it is. Is that
It's like an interesting like sidebar note. I don't think it really matters to you or I. We gave them our money, so it's hearing, I guess, the collective tally of what we all gave them is a thing.
right?
But aside from that, it's like, all right, that's news. That's the record of it.
I actually think it is a good marker of rewatchability because you know it's not the same people watching over and over again. It's a multitude of people who go back to watch it more than once to get to that level of revenue. So
Globally.
I think as us as fans, it's like, oh, is this really that good of a movie? If people are watching it multiple times in theaters, then yeah, let's go see it.
And again, I don't know if
Yeah,
those
it's
numbers
definitely-
automatically mean people saw it multiple times. That's just a disclaimer. I don't know.
Yeah.
Usually, yeah. When it comes to when you're talking about $1 billion movies, like take Titanic for example,
Mm-hmm.
it got the crazy numbers that it did, not just because the majority of women who went to go see it all went to go see it at the same time. They went and saw it multiple times, took their moms, took their aunts, their grandmothers, and they saw it 2, 3, sometimes 4 times. So that's when you get to $1 billion numbers, it usually starts to require that from the audience, and we're evidently happy to pay it. So rock on, I
Drew,
guess.
you trying to say no gentlemen saw that movie?
I mean, I'm sure there are dudes that got dragged there. I'm sure there's a section of guys who like Titanic. It's not, visually it's not a bad movie. I just think its plot is terrible. Its messaging is terrible. Acting is fine. Acting is good. Doesn't look bad, but
we also got to think about our mindset in that time where the movie was released. There was Leo. He was at the height of his game. Everyone wanted to go see it. Not just, maybe women saw it first and dragged their boyfriends, husbands, sons, whatever. But I think regular people also wanted to see it because it was the It movie. Just like Spider-Man right now.
It was the It movie at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone, if you didn't even watch the movie, you knew the song because Celine Dion.
Right.
So it was just kind of a film that it stamped itself just collectively on us as a staple to where we couldn't even avoid the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And they play it constantly on television, like TNT.
Was there anything about Spider-Man you did not like?
Corey?
I'm thinking. Honestly, I don't think so. I like phase 1, 2, 3, all the acts. I like the transitions. I like the storyline. I feel like Sony. I was gonna go into a spoiler, but I feel like Sony did something that Marvel has yet to accomplish, and I'm just gonna leave it at that.
I agree with that.
Act 1 and Act 3 were very strong. I feel wishy-washy about the second act, but that's just my take on it. What about you, Drew?
I would say overall, I didn't really have any gripes about how it was paced. For me, in my opinion, I think this is definitely one of the better paced Spider-Man movies that they've ever made. It has the pacing, for the most part, of the Sam Raimi movies, which, while not always the best storyteller, I think the pacing of Sam Raimi movies for Spider-Man, it gave him the best characterization for film. If you're going to wrap up set up and then proceed to do an entire Spider-Man arc in a 2 to 3 hour film, I think this is the way to do it. There's action, there's your establishing unit in the first act, there's the wants, there's the goals, there's the challenges. Act 2 does slow down, 7, to your point, but I kind of like that it does that because it allows Peter to kind of stew in this new station that he is as a superhero, as Spider-Man. It's a year one story, effectively. He's like low budget. He's got his little 3D printer. He's not getting kid table stuff anymore. He doesn't have the benefit of Tony Stark and all these other elder beneficiaries helping him out. It's him in his own situation, going through it, doing the responsible thing. And then in Act 2, when MJ is like, yo, dude, I don't really feel it for you like that. I remember you, I guess, or not. But I don't really, it ain't that type of time anymore.
Right.
And then you see like the loss from that. And then you proceed. So it was good. I had no problems with the pacing. I thought it was well acted. Action has some of the best Spider-Man stuff I've seen in a long minute. Those fight scenes were smooth. Without spoiling anything. But yeah, he does some cool, very smooth, very slick, very Spider-Man-y stuff in this that I'm like, oh. So for me, yeah, I give it a 9.5 overall as a film. That one I will go see again. I've already seen it once or twice by now.
Yeah, I saw it
see
twice.
it again though.
What was your take on having the Punisher? Necessary, not necessary?
Frank?
Yeah.
I would say in this case, they found, one thing that I'll give the Spider-Man film above all others that more Marvel films need to do. Find ways to make your supporting characters matter in the friggin' plot. Have them be a character foil. Have them be like an antagonist. Have them be just an ancillary character that will in some way reflect what Peter's going through. Make them matter. I'm sick of these cameos where they just have them there just to make a one-line and ad-lib and then do nothing. Frank actually does something in this.
Right.
That's exactly
He
what I
actually
meant.
does push the story along. Yeah.
He's a foil, and somehow this is the best. All right, besides like maybe Daredevil, I know I'm rambling on. I'll shut up in a second. But I love this movie. When it comes to Frank's characterization, somehow this is like one of the better versions of Frank that we've gotten in all the MCU, including the Daredevil stuff. This is like he's a Frank that got a little bit better after meeting Matt. He's like a little bit in a better headspace in this one, and he's like kind of palling around with Spider-Man. It was fun. It was good, and it gave them something to do. So more of that, please. That I loved. Bruce Banner too. Same thing for the Hulk.
Yes, please.
That's what I meant by saying Sony did something that Marvel hasn't done yet, which is give us death and evolution with Tom Holland. Each movie we say he's Spider-Man, but this movie definitively says that he is that character. Everything around him, his story arc, his growth, his sadness, everything connects in a way that was genius in this movie, and I can watch this. This is a timeless movie. It's a 10 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, it's gonna be in everybody's collection, and by relation, the other movies that led up to it, because in a way, this is also a further reward if you watch the films up till now. Mm-hmm. You see the stark difference between when he had kids table stuff, when he was getting benefits from everybody, when he made the decision to mess up the timeline.
Right.
He did the responsible thing, and this is the aftermath of that, where it actually shows him following through with it.
And the callbacks to each Spider-Man movie was perfect.
Right.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was well made. This is them. If this is like going to be the new tone and style of Marvel, I don't know if they can keep it up. You know me, I'm a cynic. Y'all got one. Fun, good. Let's see if we can keep this up, because they made some announcements that I am kind of like, what are y'all doing? Back to formula?
Let's remember that Sony made this movie. Marvel played a part in it. Now Marvel's doing their thing. So
that's true. And I keep forgetting that Sony has more of an active hand, which kind of just show the difference in type of film that you get, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
One studio to another. Disney, which is about churning out pop culture stuff, that's there in the film, but I think the pacing and film style, like what you would get in an actual, thought out film that had some passion behind it, you get from a Sony joint. I'm with it. Make it work. Make the union work.
This is a reminder to Marvel, like, this is what you built your empire on. Let's get back to that. Let's get back to telling that story of that character from the comic book perspective, and it's flawless.
It was really nice how they use frames from the comic books and match them up within the footage.
Or shots, that was very cool.
That was brilliant. and different.
That was very cool.
And we did get to see Peter grow up. We could see that he's
A little bit.
maturing, becoming actually Spider-Man instead of Spider-Boy, which was great.
Or the Disney's version of Spider-Man, who gets
Right.
all the benefit and has all the cameos. So yeah, solid film. Check it
So,
out. Go
good
watch it.
transition. There's been a lot of rumors, a lot of internet fans and things on social media. Who's going to be the next Storm? And they finally,
Among others. Yeah.
yeah, this was a lot of names were thrown around. Um, was it Jamie Lawson was one of them? That rumor was going around for a little while, and she was in Sinners, correct?
She was Perline. She was my personal favorite for the role. But the girl that they got, she could work. I could see how I could work with her.
There was a lot of people. Yep, but they went with Maya Boyd, and she's a Broadway actress. And yeah, I mean, she's got a great look, great smile. She has the resume. We shall see. In some ways, it's a lot better that she's not really a no name, but to the masses, she's a no name. I think that really works in Marvel's benefit because now we're
It
going to
gives
just
someone-
judge the performance of Storm and not compare her to other big hit movies.
Exactly. It gets to be not just another face that we all know taking this character's personage. It's let's let this person, characterize this person in their own acting style in their own way.
As Drew would say,
That's
let
kinda
them
it.
cook.
Let them cook. Let them do their thing. The same thing applies for the girl that they picked to play Rogue.
Yeah.
What's her name? Indy something. She was in
Never
Obsession.
it.
We can talk
Yeah.
about that too. Yeah, never. She got picked to play Rogue. And there was allegedly some controversy on her getting picked, which escaped me at the time I heard about it. And I'm like, y'all are ridiculous because she's apparently half Mexican. You had some people who were, on the train of, she's not white enough. So if you watched her in Obsession, the girl has the acting chops. If you look at the character Rogue, she's had a variety of looks over the years. This whole idea that she has to be a sheet white, goth pale from a small town in Norway is a little ridiculous when you look at how many looks Rogue has had over the years.
Right.
And you already got AI images and Photoshop versions of her in the suit, and she looks like Storm to me. Looking like Storm, she needs to muscle up a little bit. She can get a little bit more buff, do some glute work because we got to get that shot of her. when Apocalypse has her knocked down, and he's all towering over her and stuff. You got to get the shot of that peach on her, and we'll be good to go. I think we'll be cool.
She's got the acting chops to play Rogue. Of the people that have played Rogue, there's only one actress. I'm trying to remember which one. What was her name? But
And a pack one.
yeah, because Rogue is supposed to have this innocence. She's not supposed to be. Well, there's in the comics. There's two vibes. Either she's super sexy, but she can't touch anyone. So that's kind of like the thing, or she's super innocent and she can't. So you can go either way.
She's getting her own power. Yeah.
Right. So I'm excited to see how they're going to play it.
Yeah, it depends on which version they go with. I think that the variety of looks that Rogue has, they'll settle on something I think suits her look.
Right.
Those are that a concern that she's too dark. I'm like, dude, there's versions of Rogue who were basically borderline tan skin, like girls that go to the beach and tan. She's like that hue. So there's ways that you can make her look like any kind of Rogue from any one of the runs of X-Men. It's not really the problem of the look. Acting chops, I think we're good to go. I'm kind of curious as to her style with, at least in Obsession. She does this thing that I've talked to you guys about, I think, in our chats, where her take on Nikki was very expressive. She has a lot of stuff with her face that I would say I haven't seen since young Jim Carrey.
Mm-hmm.
This rubber face thing that she does with her her role. I'm like, okay, that's her thing. If that's what she does, she's just very expressive and emotes a lot. Have Rogue do that. have her it'll just for the fresh take of what is an expressive rogue who can't touch people, someone who's very expressive yet can't physically be like intimate or express herself fully with her bare hands with people.
Right.
That might be an interesting take on her.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm excited about Adam Driver being involved.
Mm.
I think he's going to bring it.
Mm.
Again, they could have chosen a no-name.
Anyone
Really.
Well, I think in Adam Driver's case it fits, but it gives people who are like fresh to the game an opportunity to shine and have that moment with that character and do their particular take on it.
But I also
Adam Driver's a good choice.
The one thing that Adam Driver has been pushing for is more theater in the movie spaces because of his philanthropic work with bringing more Broadway stars to the limelight. And I also think with the success of Cynthia Erivo, we are now going to see a lot more Broadway stars moving into movie theater roles, because it never worked when you had a movie star try to, have like a successful Broadway run and then try to make a movie of it and then have movie stars be like Broadway actors. And it just hasn't worked. But now we're in a time where we're like, let's give the Broadway stars their fair due because they've been doing this for so long. I think we're going to see more and more Broadway stars transition into the movie spaces, and we're just going to see more success and more great talent like Cynthia Erivo.
Leave
and
the
Adam Driver
avenue
being the
open.
push for it.
Yeah, I'm for it. I leave the avenues open. It should be open for anyone to audition. This is why I'm always not for the argument of, well, this person isn't specifically from this part of the world. They're not specifically from this culture, so they shouldn't be allowed to play the role. I'm like, chill. Let them audition. Let them try. Whether that be from Broadway, whether that be from off the street, whether that be from across the globe. Let them try.
But then,
as long as they can pull it
also-
off, for sure.
If they can do it, let them do it.
But then that also brings up the whole thing where people are like, all the British actors are taking all the good spots because, they can do the dual wrestling. So it's like,
Well,
it's a double-edged sword.
this is the thing. This is where I was glad you mentioned that, Corey. I agree with Drew where allow people the opportunity to act. It's make believe. It's not real. Give people opportunity, and as long as they can fit it. The problem with the British actor thing, there's obviously this red carpet casting British actors, just choosing them over other actors versus fulfilling the role. And I think that's the problem where you get special treatment to play certain roles.
But then when you
I
also,
wouldn't say that like there's Sorry, go ahead, Corey.
I was gonna say when you also like line up a British actor who went to the British Performing Arts School versus somebody who went to, I don't know, let's just say Juilliard, who's gonna have the more depth and character range and acting prowess. Most of the time, is British people do kind of edge out. So it's
that's
like
that perception.
I will say that there's
yeah.
that's the pedigree. That's the title. That's what you expect. It's what you would think. But at the same time, it's like you go to Juilliard and you still get great actors that come out of there. Right. So I'm like, let them all audition. Not saying there should be a bar or a screening for those from anywhere. Let everyone participate. If the best person happens to be from Britain, cool. If the best person happens to be from Uganda, cool. Let them audition.
But this is also what I'm saying with the whole Broadway scene, where you have a lot of people who actually do take their time and have a lot more, I guess, empathy and honing their craft more so than movie stars. So now you're going to see a lot more Broadway stars make that transition into the movie star scene, right? And when you look at people from across the pond, they already do that. It's already built into their whole repertoire. When you take actors from here, can you put them on the Broadway? It's a 50-50 shot, whereas it's already built into their
Well,
that's okay. Different styles, I think, are going to get different outcomes for that.
Yeah.
That's just the nature of how that works between Britain and America. Much like how our economy works, like how we distribute like our products and things to each other. The way how they acquire actors and who gets put up on one pedestal of stardom, I guess you'd call it, versus just like actorship where you're just doing Broadway shows. It's not like one is lower than the other. It's just different avenues for how you would, get your name out there.
And also,
both
it's a brand that they've built to be like, well, we came from here or this particular school, so we're great. Or this one or two actors made it, so it's like, oh, well, this is what we bring to the table. So, it's like you went to Harvard versus Yale, someone could argue that, well, this school is better than this one. And at some point, you're selling a brand because both schools could have individuals that are idiots. It's possible. Or not as good as somebody else.
Around there. Yeah.
I was just saying,
Yeah,
you can
but
pick
both
one
schools
person
could also have
and put them.
geniuses in there. So
And they could also have geniuses, 100%.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Let them participate, and we'll find out. Is what I'm getting at.
Yeah. So what do you think about Phoenix? The casting for Phoenix? I'm interested to see.
Phoenix?
Yes.
Phoenix? What is Phoenix?
You mean Jean Grey?
Jean Grey. Sorry.
That's
sorry.
well when we're not doing spoilers, Seven. Shut up. When we're not doing spoilers, we can go more into whoever that character is.
Sorry, for those that don't know the
Moving
comic
on.
books, I shouldn't have said
I
that.
would've
Gotcha.
avoided that.
Moving on. With casting news. Sadie Sink, she's from Stranger Things. She's gonna be our Jean Grey. That's a cool choice. Again, when the embargo is up on Spider-Man spoilers and we can go into more details, I'll say that this take on her that they're doing with Jean Grey is different. I'm curious to see where they go with it, but at the same time, I'm a little worried because of just what certain things implied or have been implied with this take on her. So
Wait a minute, guys. Do
That's all I got
you
for
think
that.
that people don't know by this point who Jean Grey is? Really?
Yes. Yes.
Wow. Okay.
there are people that don't even know Jean Grey's actual name.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
There are
Okay.
people that don't know.
You're like.
There are people that don't know who she is.
I was in the theaters freaking out, and everyone looked at me like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "How do you guys not know this?"
I guess so. All right.
Yeah.
Got you.
Casuals.
You
Some
guys are
casuals in
funny.
there. Being annoying.
Well,
Yeah.
all the actresses that have this opportunity to be a part of this new beginning of the Marvel universe, I'm sure they're super, super happy. And overall, I'm just excited to see what they do. I love the X-Men, what they represent socially, politically. I'm just excited. I'm so glad that Marvel was able to get the rights back from Fox so we could actually really see the X-Men do their thing. So
It's going to be interesting.
There's been a
especially in today's
revitalization of
climate.
them. Yeah, it's a fun time for them. And I think, without getting too much into the social politics crap, because at its core, you're always going to have those people that say, X-Men isn't about civil rights. I'm like, it wasn't. It may not have been expressly stated by Jack Kirby and Stan Lee way back in the day, but it's there. The argument's there. The discourse is there. Sure, I will even sit there and say Magneto and Charles Xavier are not analogs of Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, but they have the same argument. It's the exact same discussion. So when it comes to people that are trying to deny that, it's weird that you do that when it's a film, a series about people who the disenfranchised, the dissatisfied, the distraught, those who are mistreated in this and this on the planet basically by every power regime, those that felt unrepresented. This is for you, X-Men. But it's not about civil rights and stuff like that. Just stop. You make the whole joint stink.
Right.
Stop that.
Right.
But yeah. We're in a fun time for X-Men stuff right now.
Yeah.
All that's said to
100%.
say, it's an interesting time.
Yeah, 100%. But y'all don't know who Jean Grey is. No, I mean, leave it alone. I'll leave it alone.
They know, but it's like, again, there are people that are just that casual about it. They don't even know who she is outside of the suit.
Gotcha.
So,
all right, so
okay.
let's go to X-Men 97. Any updates? Anything you guys want to say? What's going on with that?
I'm still going
well,
through
the
season
season's
1. Haven't made it to season 2 yet, so.
what?
I know. Summer
All
classes,
right.
man. Summer classes.
All
I'm
right,
sorry.
all right, no problem. I just finished season 2 yesterday. I just got done rewatching the last 4 episodes before the show, and again, without going into too much, we'll go into spoiler talk later.
Mm-hmm.
This season, while in my opinion, not better than season 1 at the tail end, the last the last quarter of the show didn't hit for me as much as season 1's finale did. But this is still an awesome show. They still throw those curveballs in, plot-wise, character-wise. There are things that they do that I think harkens back to just being on like a big-ass kid. my childhood watching it back in the day in the 90s.
Mhm.
It has that same emotion, that same feel of an X-Men show, but with way better writing.
It
Way
really
more
does.
way more cogent writing. And when it comes to the weirdness that surrounds it, with the guy what's his name? Who was the original writer that they fired? Bo something. Did we hear about this? The controversy about the initial show writer. All right.
No.
Despite his weirdness, you separate the art from the artist. Despite whatever personal crap he's doing on the side that is not appropriate, the plan that he has for X-Men has been pretty awesome so far. I think that it has a lot of the same. How can I explain it? It has a lot of the same cause and effect that I like in Invincible. If nothing else, I got to give it that. And I am kind of curious to see as to what ripples will follow over into season 3 for X-Men. So I don't spoil it for Corey. But
Well, I
good
just have
show.
one
Watch
question.
it. I want to talk about it so bad, but I can't. Dang it, Corey. All right.
I just have one
All
question.
good.
Does my boy Nightcrawler ever show up? Because I just finished
Yes.
the episode with Jubilee, and she gets transported into the video game. That's all I'm saying about that episode. But that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
So Nightcrawler
He shows up.
All right, perfect.
That's all I'm gonna say. Yes, he shows up.
All right,
That's it.
perfect.
Awesome. Okay, see what's going on here. All right.
He's the only one missing so far.
All right, so we have for our next episode, we have a lot of amazing things to talk about. So I'm gonna leave it here on Spider-Man and X-Men episode. Any predictions when we see the X-Men in Doomsday?
Predictions? No, because I've watched none of the trailers. Even though people are saying I have to watch it now in order to understand the plot, which I think is kind of stupid.
That
Welcome
doesn't
to
make
my
sense.
world.
Right.
Welcome to my world, guys.
Well, we can go more into that another time, but no predictions so far. I got nothing. We'll just see what happens.
Gotcha.
My prediction is they're going to be. It's going to be scattered. You're going to have X-Men. You're going to have Fantastic Four. You're going to have New Avengers. You're going to have everyone trying to figure out what's going on. Somehow, my prediction, Loki is going to come in and tie all this up to fight Doctor Doom, because we know that's going to be the big bad. So that's my prediction. Somehow, Loki's going to be the uniter of everyone, and that's just going to show how bad Doom is.
Gotcha. Sounds good. All right. Well, if you're watching GeekCaster.com on, if you're watching on GeekCaster.com, hey, welcome. You might be also watching us on cable, whether it's in Suffolk County, Nassau County, Kings County. We thank you so much for your support. And please follow us on Instagram or Facebook. And thank you, Drew. Thank you, Corey. I'm Seven. You're watching Geekcaster. And we will give you more of these conversations for sure. And some more. Well, what is that?
Gotham Outpost.
Oh, and Gotham City Outpost. Yes, definitely check out Gotham City Outpost for sure. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time. All right. Cue music assistant.